What's up, guys? Welcome back to Jodabenitv, and today's another amazing opportunity to be better today than we were yesterday. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I went from playing on my high school team all the way to playing on my Division 1 school. So if you don't know who I am, my name is actually Jodabenitv. Yes, my channel name is actually a real name. It's my real name. Yes, Jodabenitv is my real name. And currently I play Division 1 soccer at the University of Texas in the Rio Grande Valley. And a lot of people ask me, tips of what they can do to get to a Division 1 school here and there. So today I'm just going to be telling you guys my story and my journey. And it's not the easiest journey that I've had. And hopefully you guys might have it easier. And those who may be in the same situation, maybe this can motivate you to, achieve whatever you need to achieve. So first things first, unlike everybody else, the first time I started doing touches on the ball was in 10th grade. I didn't start soccer till I was a sophomore in high school. I never had plans to actually play soccer. Before soccer, I did track and football back in middle school. And as a freshman in high school, all I did was pole vaulting and the 400-meter dash. Sometimes, like if somebody in the 100-meter dash couldn't do it, usually the coach would take me from, I would pole vault, and during that break, he'd take me and actually I would go run the 100-meter dashes. I was fast, but they didn't understand why I didn't want to run, because to be honest, for me personally, I hated the thought of just running on the track, pointless running. I didn't like that feeling, so I was like, I know I'm fast, but I don't enjoy it, so I'm not gonna do it. But I ended up liking pole vaulting, that's why I did it. Backtrack, during my freshman year, I was taking PE and ROTC. And the START testing came around, which is pretty much the test that everybody takes to move on to the next grade. And in my tax test room, this kid, he played soccer. He's one of my old friends, his name is Michael. And he was pretty much looking at me, he was like, hey, you're that Jodabenitv kid, right? And I was just like, I don't know who this kid is. Why is he looking at me right now? And then I was like, yeah, that's me. And then he was like, well, I heard you're really fast, and I think you should join our soccer team. And I was like, I've never touched the ball. I don't know how to play soccer. It doesn't matter. You're fast. We can use that. So, me being the Jodabenitv I am, I was like, you know what? I'm going to be taking PE anyways. Might as well join the soccer class and see if I make the team, He invited me. He's on the soccer team. If he thinks I'm good enough, maybe I am. So what? So 10th grade came, and I actually put my schedule to be in soccer. And the very first week of school, the coach pretty much has all these kids try out, and then he's gonna select some who are gonna stay in the class, and the rest are gonna get cut and go straight to PE class. So, I was just having fun, who knows, who cares? I'm just there to enjoy the time. I had some friends that already played soccer. I was like, all right, bet, let's get it. Pretty much my touch was awful. Like everybody would laugh at me during tryouts. I would laugh at myself because, I wasn't really there seriously trying to play, and I was just enjoying myself. So the week finally came to an end, and pretty much I didn't even think I was gonna make the team, to be honest. I just thought, the coaches probably saw me and was like, all right, this kid is garbage. All right, on to the next one. But Friday came, and I just got off the bus, swagging out in my backpack. I was walking down, and then one of my teammates, my friend Ivan, he walked up to me like, bro, you made it. I'm like, I made it? Stop kidding. Stop capping. And he's like, no. You made it. So I was like, oh, bet. So I started speed walking to go to the locker room to see if my name was on there. And I scrolled down number 14 and said, Jodabenitv. I was like, yes! So sophomore year, I ended up making the class, and later on there was a second tryout. I didn't make the soccer team for sophomore year. It was really hard because I've never played soccer before. At this point, a lot of these kids have started in middle school, and I just had to catch up to everybody. Even the very first game of my sophomore year, I did not touch the ball at all. I sat the bench the whole time. The coach came to talk to me after. He was just letting me know, like, I understand, you want to play. He really didn't have an accent like that. He had a really raspy voice. I can't imitate it. But anyway, he told me I didn't have enough experience to be able to play. And the first game, I didn't play at all. So fast forward, we're in the second game of the year, and the person who was playing defensive mid wasn't doing his job. So the coach called me and said, he called me JD for sure. He was like, JD. I was like, yes, sir. I came up next to him. I'm like, ooh, it's about to be my time. And then he was like, do you know how to play defensive mid? I was like, no. And then he just gave me like the longest sigh. He was like, see that kid over there? Yeah, that one over there. Go replace him and make sure nobody scores. And I ended up replacing him. And that was the first time like I actually fell in love with the sport, because we didn't win the game. We actually tied the game 0-0. And I was just chasing everybody down. And that was the first time my JV team won a game in like 4 years. And so they were cheering me, they were picking me up like we just won some championship. And I just loved that feeling. I was like, yo, I like this. Because whenever I pole vaulted, everything was alone. You were alone. You'd win. Sometimes your own teammates that you're training with, when it comes to the meet, you know, you guys aren't friends. So I hated that. I hated that. My sophomore year came to an end. I played every single match. I was still trying to learn how to play soccer. At this point, I was spending a lot of time watching highlights on YouTube, watching Ronaldinho. You know, I was doing all this extra stuff because nobody was there to like show me what I'm supposed to be looking at, what am I supposed to be learning. So I was just trying to get as much information as possible just so I can start catching up to all my teammates. So before my sophomore year ended, you know, I had several varsity kids who were on varsity, you know, they've been playing soccer all their life. And some of them were like, you know, we saw you make JV, you know, you're new to soccer, you're not gonna make varsity. And that was just, you know, it was like a culture shock for me, because I was like, man, I've been working so hard this whole year trying to like learn soccer. And then the kids who are already on varsity are telling me I'm not good enough. It kind of hurt, but at the same time, I was so motivated. I was like, you know what? I don't care what you say. I'm gonna make it. And I told them that to their face. I was like, no, I'm gonna make it. They're like, no, you won't. I was like, yes, I will. Like, we're sitting at lunch. He's literally sitting in front of me. I'm like, I'm gonna make it. He's like, no, you're not. I'm like, all right, bet. He's like, bet. Summer came, I was training almost like twice a day. Like in the morning, I'd wake up, I'd train in my backyard. I didn't have a car at the time, so I couldn't just whip to the school. So I would just, you know, wake up in the morning, I'd train, or I just tried to do as much as I could. And finally, junior year came, and guess what? I made the team. Not only did I make the team, I also started all 21 games my second year ever playing soccer, and that was my junior year at Klein Collins. Junior year went fantastic. We went to the second round of playoffs, and you know, we didn't win. It was the most amazing experience I've ever felt. Like, I've never played soccer at such a high level degree. And at that moment, I knew, I was like, I want to get to the next level. I want to play pro. I want that now. Like, after making it past playoffs, that excitement feeling, I just wanted more. I just wanted more.
Be strong to hold the powers of the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one. Only one. I was an ordinary boy until I broke the rules my life destroyed.
So after my junior year, I officially made it my goal to go play soccer at a university. And of course, everybody wants to play D1, but not everybody believes they're good enough to play D1. So I knew, since I barely started playing soccer, nobody knew who I was. You know, universities didn't know who I was. So I was like, you know what? My senior year, I'm gonna put my foot down. I'm gonna get a full ride scholarship and just bounce. And after the second game of my senior year, I fractured my zygomatic cheekbone. Somebody headed me in the face. So I was pretty much out for the most of the semester. I ended up playing some games towards the end.
first time up today. Today. To dream, believe. You are the strength, you're all I need.
So immediately after my high school career, I did get one school offer in Oklahoma, but it was a junior college. The coach offered to pay most of my expenses, and I'd be left to pay $700 each month, and everything else he was gonna cover for me to come help and join his team. At this point, I didn't know how to drive. I barely started working, and I didn't want to leave my family and go somewhere else where I didn't even have a car to get around. In my head, I just saw it was gonna be really tough. Even if I ended up getting a job, how would I get to work? And at the time, Uber wasn't as big, so it's not something that came up to my head. Oh, let me go get a job and I can just Uber everywhere. But I ended up deciding going to community college. The soccer team was okay. But like my very last year at the community college, a bunch of ex-good players came to my community college, and we ended up destroying all the community college in Houston. And I don't know if you guys know UT and A&M. They have their club teams. They're actually pretty good too. And we actually got to go to Austin to face those teams. And after that semester, I told myself, you know what? I gotta find something better. Every time I got to a new level, I just wanted to get to the next. The hunger came even stronger. But I'm sitting here in like Houston, like I've already been out of high school. No, I can't really play in high school games to get recruited. I don't know what I was gonna do. So I was like, what's the next best thing? So I was like, let me try my best to find the best team that's around me. And I started doing research. I was like, good soccer teams in Houston. So a bunch of things came up. I started learning about the pro teams. I learned about the Houston Dynamo and Houston FC. But before joining Houston FC, I heard that Houston Dynamo, the pro team, was actually having tryouts. It was a 3-day tryout. And I was like, you know what? Let me go try it. So I ended up going with one of my teammates from my high school team. We went. The very first day was straight running. So pretty much if you weren't in shape, they weren't even gonna look at you. And unfortunately, my teammate from high school, he wasn't fit enough. He was throwing up. So he got cut the first day. And the second day came, it was one group of trialists against another group of trialists. We play each other. And then you go home and you wait for an email for them to tell you to come back the next day. I was so nervous. I was like, in my head, I was like, man, I played so bad today. But something happened. Like later that day at 7 p.m., I checked my phone and I had an email that said, congratulations, you made the cut, come back tomorrow. And on the very final day, we actually got to play the Houston Dynamo U18 Academy. And they beat us. It was like 2-1. But that was a great experience. I knew it was possible for me to reach the next level. If Houston Dynamo invited me all the way to the last day, a guy who just barely started soccer, it was definitely possible for me to get to the next level. So after those trials, I was on Twitter and I found Houston FC. It was brand new. That same year, it just opened up. And I was like, And then I went to their website and trials already passed like April something. And by the time I was looking at this, it was already May. And I was like, oh man, how am I gonna get this done? So I'm the type of person, if something isn't going my way, I'm gonna try my best to find another way. So instead of just, exiting out and be like, okay, I'll try next year, I was like, you know what? Let me try to message the actual Twitter account of Houston FC and see if they'll respond to me. So I hit them up with the email and a DM on Twitter. I was like, hi, I just saw you guys had tryouts. I didn't know, I just found out you guys exist. Is there a way I can still try out? And they actually responded like, yes, you can. We forwarded your message to the head coach. Come out Monday at 8 a.m. to start training. And I was like, oh, okay. And this is the first time whenever I got there, from playing high school to my community college, even the Houston Dynamo game I had with those trialists in the U18, these kids were another level on top. The first day, everybody the one touches were really good. People were moving off the ball. Everything was happening so fast. I was just shocked. I'm gonna be playing with these kids? Holy crap. But at the same time, I was so excited. I know I can get better as long as I'm playing with good players. And there was nothing, that made me even happier than, being able to try out to make Houston FC, where I could train every day with good players such as them. It was just really scary because at the time I also knew where I stood, like with my skill wise. I knew a lot of them were ahead of me by a long shot. So I wasn't even sure if the coach was gonna accept me into the squad, but I just worked as hard as I could. If we were gonna run, I was making sure I was at least the first one or the second one. Whatever we did, I made sure I outworked everybody. That was pretty much the biggest thing that let the coach, let me stay on the Houston FC team. So I ended up playing with Houston FC for approximately 3 years. The first 2 years, I didn't get a single playing time of the USO League. In the third year, the UPSL opened up, and I started catching on more to how my coach wanted me to play. My touch got better, and I was able to start, playing with the first team players. And this was the first time I really saw myself growing really fast. And this was in 2018. So I played UPSL in the spring semester and in the fall semester. And as the fall semester was ending, I've already graduated from my community college. I had my associate's degree, and I was like, I gotta find a university, because at this point I wanted to play pro. And I don't know what's the chances of me playing professional going from UPSL to MLS or USL. I just haven't heard anything about that. So I was like, let me find a pathway in America that's already working. And the only thing left on my chart was pretty much going to a university that is a D1 program that's super close to the professional world. So that December, I ended up applying to all the Division 1 schools in Texas. Well, first, I got a response from Incarnate Ward. The coach said he was interested, but he would hit me up later. And then the Houston Baptist University said they already completed their squad, so they have no open spots currently. My Utrgv coach didn't say anything because at the time I still hadn't gotten accepted. And then 3 days before Utrgv classes started, I got accepted to the school. I emailed my coach. I was like, hey, I just got accepted. I want to try out still. And he was like, okay, come. And at this point in time, I'm in Houston. I'm 6 hours away. I was like, he literally told me to come. And then the very next day, I took my parents. We flew down to the university, finished all the paperwork, flew back. Sunday came, and I put all my stuff in my car to drive to my university. At this point, I didn't even know where to live. I didn't know anybody in South Texas. So that Sunday night, I ended up sleeping in my car when I arrived on campus. I didn't know anything. It was probably the scariest thing I've ever done. It was freezing cold too. This is January. Once you turn off your car, after 10 minutes, you're freezing. So I just took out my covers out of my luggage. I slept under it. And the very next day, I found my dorms and everything. And the coach let me know that he was gonna let me try out for 2 weeks. He's gonna see how I'm gonna play with the team. And depending on how I play, he's gonna decide whether to keep me or get rid of me. So fortunately, I got the opportunity to try out with the team. I trained with them. 2 weeks went by, and I was like, I haven't heard anything from the coach. The coach hasn't told me, you've made it or you haven't made it. So I was just like, maybe he's gonna tell me next week. 3 weeks go by, and I'm just like, okay, I haven't heard anything. And then that Friday of the third week, the assistant coach comes to me. He's like, oh yeah, later on today we gotta go get your uniform. I was so shook. I was so excited, but I just had to fill in the sleep. Can't be too excited, But on the inside, I was so psyched. I was like, yo, I'm a D1 player now. It was crazy. It was crazy. Just thinking back, I went from I started soccer in high school. I went to a community college, and then I played with Houston FC. Awesome coach Bruce. He helped me so much. And then now I'm sitting here at a Division 1 school. At first it all seemed like a distant dream, and then suddenly it's literally there in front of me. So in the spring semester, I ended up playing against pro teams for the first time. We ended up playing Austin Bold, RGV Toros. Both of them are USL championship teams. And my first semester as a Division 1 athlete, I got to play against them. So even though the semester ended, I wasn't officially on the roster because after every fall, seniors leave. right? Seniors are gone, they graduate, etc. And there's open spots in the spring semester. So the coaches told me like, fall's gonna come up. You're still gonna have to try out to make the fall team because we're gonna be bringing in players who want to play, who play at other universities, and you're gonna be trying out against them. So in total, our coaches said they'd bring 35 players, and there was gonna be 25 left on our squad. So during this summer, I used to do 3-mile runs to just as much as possible throughout the week to try to stay in shape. But this summer, I was hitting 5-mile runs. Like when I would go run, I'd go 5 miles. Like after you pass 3 miles, you just stop thinking about it. Just keep going, just keep going, just keep going. That's all I was thinking about. I was getting my mindset like, you just gotta finish. And I kept doing 5-mile runs as much as possible. And finally, preseason came, trials time. And I ended up trying out preseason. It was probably the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire soccer career. Preseason consisted of, we had 3-mile timed. Each mile you had to complete it in 5 minutes and 45 seconds. The first one I did it in 5 minutes and 44 seconds. The second one I did 5 minutes and 51 or 52 seconds. And the very last mile, I did it in exactly 6 flat. So I ended up making the team, and there was a lot of good players on my team. So like I wasn't expecting to be like starting or anything. I was just blessed with the opportunity to be able to train with good players. And I know by training with these good players, I was gonna get really, really, really good. Just because the intensity, the play of style, the play speed everything was so much higher than what I was used to. And I knew by me being in this every day, I would get better. So the season started and I was still like playing as a forward. And we had one of the best forwards in my whole league. So I didn't really get to start most games. The first 5 games I played striker, coach would sub me in like maybe after towards the end of the first half, and then he maybe give me like 20 minutes in the second half to just harass defenders, pressure, and then take me off and then put our starters in, and then they would actually put in goals. Midway through the semester, we were playing against Air Force University, and the Air Force had their own soccer team, and they came and right before we're about to start, because that day I was gonna start as a forward, and then right before I was about to go out, like maybe 15 minutes, my coach comes up to me, he tells me, he's like, hey, how do you play about playing center back? And as I was thinking that, he was like, because today I'm gonna put you as a center back, can you do that? And I was like, in my head, I was just like, you better not say no to a chance to start, boy. And I was like, I can do it. I'll do my best. And I was just like, whoo, it's gonna be scary, but I'm gonna try my best, I've never played center back before, but hey, if he thinks I can play, I'm gonna play it. So that game, I ended up playing as a center back. I started the game, and I actually ended up playing really well. And the next game, we had one of my others, the regular center back started the game, and after that game, the starter started, but he wasn't doing so hot, so the coach put me in. And after that game, for the rest of the season, I started every single game as a center back. Pretty much from high school to where I am right now consists of just, consistent training, consistent believing in myself. And at the end of the day, nobody's gonna believe in you like you believe in yourself. And as long as you don't quit, you're gonna get better as long as you keep putting in the work. There's no matter if your coach says you're garbage, if your parents say you're garbage, if you think you're good or you think you're good enough to train and get good enough, I think by all means you should push for it because it's all power to you, man. That's pretty much how I became a Division I athlete. And I know this video is really long And it's just, you know, a lot of people ask me the same questions over and over, and I just wanted to put it together, one video. You guys see how it went. I started soccer in 10th grade, and now I'm playing Division 1 soccer, trying to chase this pro contract. It's 100% possible as long as you believe in it, and as long as you believe in yourself. So thank you guys for watching this video. If this video blessed you, be sure to hit the like button down below. And if you have any questions, you can always hit me up on my Instagram. And if you like my content, subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching this video, and you have a great day. God bless you.
My face, but nothing really cannot stop me till I fall. Went and picked up my